Hello there everybody and welcome to another video and welcome to another painting video. Well, this is not a work in progress per se. It isn't as if I was pointing a camera at myself or at my hands and painting. I'm not there yet, but I will start making these videos when I get good enough. However, this video is about a miniature that is very special of mine because it is the very first Lord of the Rings miniature that I finished. We are talking about the Citadel Miniatures Balrog, and I will be adding pictures all throughout this video, but this is what the fella looks like on this very bad, unfocused iPhone camera. I'll give you a little 360. It's very bad, that's why I will be adding pictures when I'm speaking, but this is the Durin's Bane in all his glory, as painted by Brother Law. Now, I am extremely proud of this miniature, although I am only a beginner. I've only started painting miniatures about 2 months ago, and I said at the beginning, 2 months ago, I said that I would start, that I would be documenting my journey. So this is my like 13th miniature, 14th miniature, I think, at most painted. So far I've mostly painted Spice Marines, the Astartes, and I've painted some, a goblin on a warg. I painted an Eidolon from D&D, the statue, the possessed statue. I painted an Age of Sigmar miniature that I got for free. It's all miniatures that I'm just learning the craft on, right? But if you've been following my channel for quite some time, you know that I am the Tolkien guy. I focused on his works at university, wrote multiple theses and articles. I worked as an editor on several Czech editions of Tolkien encyclopedias. My own poetry is hugely inspired by his poetry, apart from the Old English poetry, of course. All of this can be found in Czech bookshops. I mean, mainly those two poetry collections. So it was inevitable when I got into Warhammer 40k, 30k, meaning Horus Heresy, and when I started painting miniatures, it was only inevitable that I would start painting miniatures of the Lord of the Rings characters. And so I'm going to take you through this. My experience with this miniature was very okay. I expected it to be worse, actually. It is the first miniature that I had to glue together, because those miniatures that I painted from the Warhammer 40k starter set, they are push-in miniatures, so you just click them together. No glue necessary, no glue needed. The Eidolon statue is a statue. I mean, like a mini on its own. There was no assembly required. So this was the first Citadel miniature I had to cut from the sprue, glue, and then prime, and then paint. It was okay. I mean, I expected worse. I mean, the only gripe that I have with this miniature is there's a little bit of a gap between one of his wings and the body. I've painted over it, and it's not really that visible. I mean, you don't look at the miniature from like this particular angle anyway, that it's visible, so it's fine. So what I did is I obviously glued it, blah blah blah. I painted it Chaos Black Primer Spray by Citadel. I'm not including it in the picture because it's down there by the garage. That's where I'm keeping my sprays, my primers. And then I proceeded painting Corax White, the parts that I wanted to make into the flames, basically. So the flame at the back, the sword, the flames on the base, and the areas and the wings, and the arms, biceps, triceps, and at the back of his tail, I painted Corax White, obviously, as a base for the flamey colors. All the flamey colors have been made by contrast paints. Nearly blank there. It's all in the picture. I'll be posting it through here. I think it's Iron Fist Imperial 15, Jesus. No, I am blanking on the names of all the colors. I'll be putting it there in writing and in a picture. I'm not going to be embarrassing myself by blanking on the names of the Citadel colors because it's been a long day. Again, it's Monday evening. I'm tired. I've just finished that. I'm more than entitled to have a brain fart, one brain fart after another. So that's what I did. And then I painted like the wings, the leathery parts of the wings. I painted over the Chaos Black. I painted 3 different contrast paints, 3 layers. So it's yellow, orange, and red. All the colors have been shown in the picture. And then I dry brushed black, Abaddon black over it. The same at the bottom of the wings. I dry brushed Mechanicum Standard Grey over the entire base. I did the details and the shields and the pieces of armor that, you know, like, that are there. And then the parts that are kind of like cracked skin, crusty with like lava underneath it on his body, the arms and the legs, I just painted the same. I mean, the 3 layers over white of the contrast paints, and then I dry brushed black, Abaddon black over it. The back part that is the cracked skin, I just painted those little black parts individually, Abaddon black. As far as the face goes, I mean, a lot of interpretations and representations of Balrog in their like statue form. Like if you're buying things from Weta, for example, or other like Asmos toys, they made a statue. They make the flame, and then the Balrog body and the face, they're all black. And it's not really, I mean, I've even seen statues that don't even have any highlights, which then makes all the detail just disappear. So I decided to take a very bright red and just dry brush the head and the horns, and everywhere that is kind of in contact with this part, the same, and also from the bottom, because there are flames here. So everything that should be kind of somehow like reflecting flames, I painted this very bright red, dry brushed over it very lightly, just so there is enough detail visible, so that you can see, or so that you can see how well this miniature is made. Because this miniature, for how small it is, it's full of detail, and it would be a shame if I just made it black. So that's what I did. A newbie, an absolute beginner newbie, good for nothing miniature painter. The first Lord of the Rings miniature I did. Now I want an advice from you. I'm not playing with these minis, they are just displayed in glass display cases. I've got varnishes. I've got an Army Painter matte varnish in spray. And I've got 2 brush-on varnishes from Vallejo. Satin acrylic varnish and gloss varnish. Now what I want to do, and you have to tell me if it's a good idea, because I don't want to mess this miniature up. So this is for anybody who is like good at painting and expert. Do I have to varnish it if I don't touch it, if I just display it in a glass display cabinet? And if I have to varnish it, is it a good idea to put a very thin, very thin light coat of the satin varnish all over the body and the wings, and the glossy varnish at the flame and the flames down here? What do you think? Is it a good idea? Should I do it? Should I not? Let me know, please, in the comments down below. I'm genuinely asking for advice. A newbie asking experts. And that'll be all. Thank you very much for watching. I hope I will only be getting better, but on the way I will mess up a lot of things, quite obviously. We all do. Thank you very much for watching. I'm out of here.